What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today marks day one and vlog number one of my 8-week fat loss phase that I'm starting, well, today, as I just mentioned. So I filmed a little bit of a body update, so sort of just like a day zero baseline this morning on Instagram. So I'm gonna put that up here for you guys. So that is where we are starting. So I'm gonna be doing a progressive cut for 8 weeks. The goal would be to lose 5 pounds of fat in 8 weeks, but maintain all my muscle. So for that reason, I'm not gonna be cutting calories too drastically, and I'm not gonna be stopping my resistance training. I'm mostly still gonna be doing heavy weightlifting. I might add a little bit of cardio here and there on top of what I was doing, but for the most part, the type of training I'm doing is not going to change. The only thing that's going to change is that I'm just going to be tracking a little bit more and focusing a little bit more on my caloric intake to make sure that I am at a deficit. So I am happy to take you guys along the journey, talk you guys through how it's going, what I'm changing, the things that I'm doing, and yeah, just share this with you. So if you guys have any questions about the process, about anything that has to do with fat loss in general, pop them in the comments below. I will be happy to answer them in future vlogs as we go along. So yeah, today is day one, like I just said. So far, so good in terms of eating. This week, I really don't have a big deficit at all, so I don't think it's gonna be a challenge. So I'm hesitating sharing numbers because I don't want people to follow what I'm doing. I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. I am a small human. I'm not even 5'1", so my numbers are gonna be pretty low for a deficit. Most people should not eat as little as I might eat at the end of my deficit. So that's all I'm gonna put out there. Please don't use this as what you should be doing. That is not at all what it is. So I'm gonna share numbers just because I think people are responsible enough, or at least should be responsible enough, to understand that I'm simply sharing my numbers as information and to sort of show you guys how things are gonna be progressing as I'm going along. By no means am I saying that this is what you guys should be doing. So stating that from the beginning, please be careful when you put your body through any deficit, any types of changes like that. You want to make sure that what you're doing is only going to benefit you and not do you any harm. So if you want to do this yourself and you're not sure how to go about it, please go hire a coach, go ask for help. There is no shame in that at all. You're not supposed to know how to do this unless you've gotten some education on it. This is just like any other profession and specialty out there. You don't know it unless you actively go out of your way to learn it. So really no shame in getting a coach, no shame in getting help. And once again, pop any questions down below and I will be happy to answer them. So I'm starting my cut this morning at 133.2 pounds and 22.2% body fat according to this scale that I'm using. Probably not 100% accurate, but this is what I'm gonna be using to track my progress. So I'm gonna explain to you guys a little bit now the different ways that I track my progress. So like you would have seen, I took a little video this morning, which is the #1 way that I'm gonna be using just for visual changes and to sort of get an idea of how things are going just based on physical appearance and physique. So that's #1. #2 is I'm gonna be weighing myself every single morning. And yes, that might sound a little bit extreme, but it is not because I'm expecting to see changes every single day. It is just because it is actually normal for our body to fluctuate, and actually potentially a lot from one day to the next. So if, let's say, I decide I'm gonna weigh myself every Monday morning, once a week, it's very possible that that one morning might not be representative of where my body's actually at. If I had a drink on Sunday, if I had more salt on Sunday, if I had a bigger meal on Sunday or a smaller meal on Sunday or whatever it may be, that one time a week that I weigh myself might not actually be accurate enough for me to sort of track from one week to the next. So I'm gonna weigh myself every single morning, and at the end of the week, I'm just gonna take an average, or at least look at where it is and pick the number that's in the middle or something like that. So I'm gonna use my entire week as a guideline to compare from week to week. So those are the two main ways that I'm going to be tracking my progress. And of course, as always, I'm keeping track of how my workouts are going, so my sets, my reps, my weight, all of that. But I don't expect that to be changing drastically. It's a little bit harder to get stronger when you are in a deficit because you're actually not giving your body enough energy for the amount of physical activity you're doing. It's not impossible to get stronger, but it is a little bit harder. So while that's not my main focus, I'm still gonna be keeping track of that, just to make sure that my numbers stay about the same. And then lastly, another method that you could use to track progress would be to actually measure different parts of your body to get an idea of how your body might be changing in like inches, centimeter, whatever. I'm personally not gonna do that because number one, I don't expect huge changes. 4 pounds is not gonna be a huge change. And second of all, I just find it a little bit tedious and it's just not that important to me. I'm a lot more interested in seeing the visual changes just through videos and photos. But those are the main methods that I encourage you guys to track your progress. If you are starting, whether it's a cutting phase or a muscle building phase, it's really nice to have more than one way of seeing how the changes are happening. Okay, I'm jumping in as I was sitting here editing this video because I realized that I filmed this little haul of women's best activewear that I wanted to share with you guys. And then I realized that I just didn't introduce the clip at all, or I thought I had. Maybe I just lost the clip where I tell you guys that I got in a new package and I wanted to share with you guys. So anyways, I had just received the women's best package that I bought. So I wanted to do a little review because it's my first time ever trying women's best activewear. So let's get into it. These are my first impressions. Okay, so first things on, we have the Move Seamless Sports Bra in Marl Red with Power Seamless leggings in the light gray wash. So first things first, the sports bra, really nice, super stretchy. I took the pads out because they were awkward and uncomfortable. Look at this back, that is beautiful. I love when they're a little bit longer. I just feel like just this extra little bit of coverage makes me feel really comfortable. I feel like it cinches in my waist a little bit, so I'm a big fan. The leggings are really, really nice. They are very high, so I rolled them down a bit, but they're super comfortable. They're actually squat proof. They have some contouring. I don't know if you can see it very well, but they have some contouring right there on the butt, on the side a little bit. I actually sized up in the leggings just because when they're a lighter color, you have a better chance of them being squat proof if you size up. So that is what I did, and they're super stretchy, a lot of room, really comfortable, ankle length, so really big fan. So far, first impression, really great. Okay, that was the only leggings I got, so I'm gonna have the same leggings on for the entire try on. Next is this tie crop, ties in the back like that. It is so nice. I'm obsessed with this one. It is so soft, so stretchy. Obviously, I'm gonna need like a white, simple sports bra underneath so that it doesn't show. But look how nice. It is the perfect length. Once again, I feel like it just like cinches you at the waist, and it's so soft and so paper thin that I could really comfortably work out in this and not feel like I'm overheating. So I am a big fan. And there's only one more thing I'm gonna have to show you guys afterwards. So here we have it more up close. I can't show you the back that well, but it ties like that. And lastly, I got this quarter zip long sleeve. It's a little bit thicker, which is going to be really nice for me for winter here in Canada. Obviously, they match. I think together it's a little bit much, so I won't be doing that. But on its own, it's really nice. I'm a fan of all the little details here on the sleeve. I find it's pretty much the perfect length. I often struggle with them either being like too cropped or usually like really long on me because I am short, but this fits pretty perfectly. So yeah, big fan. So far, first impression of everything that I've got from Women's Best, I love. I think the material, the quality is definitely there 100%. All stretchy, all soft, really nothing bad to say. And I got all of these on sale. They had like an up to 50% sale. Plus, you could use one of their athletes' links to make it even more affordable. So all of these I got like 40 to 60% off, which is always how I love to try a brand for the first time. So big success, really happy, can't wait to wear them. All right guys, so it is 4:30 and I'm gonna get started on dinner early tonight because I'm doing a slow cooker dinner. So it means I just have to prep everything in advance and then it gets done for me throughout the next 3 to 4 hours, which is fantastic. So I'm going to share this meal with you guys tonight because this is one of my specialties. It's really nothing complicated, but I've done it a couple times and I feel like I've really mastered it, and it's So good, so healthy, like usually super, super lean. It's just delicious. So it's my slow cooker chicken tikka masala. Today I'm doing it with chicken thighs. You can do it with chicken thighs, you can do it with chicken breast. You could probably do it with ground meat. You could probably do it with tofu if you're vegetarian. I'm not sure, look into it. So chicken thighs is obviously more delicious. There's a little bit more fat. Chicken breast is leaner, so totally up to you. Usually we tend to do chicken breast, but this week we're treating ourselves to some chicken thighs. So this is number one thing you're going to need. Then you can pick your vegetables. So I'm doing some of these green onions. I'm going to do some red pepper and some broccoli. I'm also going to add some chickpeas in there. And then the sauce, the base of the sauce is just crushed tomatoes with some 0% Greek yogurt, some tomato paste. I put some lime juice also, garlic, and then obviously a lot of other seasonings that I'm going to run you guys through in a second when I put everything in the slow cooker. But unless I'm missing something, I think this is really the base of it. If I'm missing something, I will figure it out as I go along, and I will let you guys know what I put in it. Honestly, I've never measured. I've always just like every week I've done it, I've sort of just estimated and sort of improved it over time. So I have like a visual idea of how much I usually put in, but I've never measured things. So I'll measure it today just to try to help you guys out, just for the sake of trying to be a little bit more precise. I'll try to measure as I go along so that I can write the full recipe for you guys on the screen at the end. So I'm going to cut up the chicken thighs into slightly smaller portions. I'm not going to show you guys that. People are weird about raw meat being shown on camera, so no need to do that. I'm not going to throw it. But I'm going to put that in the slow cooker, and then when it comes time to put everything else in, I will bring you guys back and show you how we do it. Alright, step one, I always add a little bit of water to the bottom. You could add oil, you could add whatever, just helps things not stick fully to the bottom of the slow cooker. Then first step is just adding all the chicken to the slow cooker. So this is a lot of chicken. This I think is a kilogram of chicken thighs. So this is going to last us quite a few meals. So I put that all there at the bottom. Then I'm going to add all of the green onions that I had already cut up. So that's going to go right on top. I also love adding garlic to my meals. So up next, I'm going to add a good amount of garlic. So I would say probably at least 2 tablespoons. There we have it. That'll be the beginning. I might add more later depending how I'm feeling. And then I will add some salt, some pepper. Okay, then we go into some of the main seasonings. So first off, you need chili powder. So let's see how much chili powder I throw in there. 1 tablespoon. Whoops. 2, 3. Probably gonna go with 4 right off the bat. So as you're gonna see, this meal is all about the seasonings. It is very seasoning heavy, and I think that's why it's so good. Okay, then you have the garam masala. Honestly, don't know how you're supposed to properly pronounce this. So this is the seasoning. Like without this, you don't have this meal. It's hard to measure because it's like in chunks. It's not like fully. But let's see if I can try to get this in here for you guys. Okay, there we go. So we've got 1, 2. Let's see, we'll do 3 of these. So this one is not like powdered. It's like a blend of spices, and like it's like in bigger chunks. So I don't put quite as much because I think this is a little bit more intense than the full powder version. So just keep that in mind if you get the powder one. Then I'm gonna put a little bit of ginger. I'm not gonna measure this, but really just like a sprinkle. You don't want too much. Well, it depends. If you love ginger flavor, go to town. I'm not huge on ginger. Like I just added in there because it just enhances other flavors, but I don't want this meal to taste like ginger. Then I'm gonna throw some crushed red pepper flakes in there for a spice. So once again, this is totally up to you. If you don't like spicy things, don't put a lot. We like it decently spicy, so I'm gonna put quite a little bit in there. And I'm also gonna add about 3 tablespoons of curry powder. Mix everything up so that all the seasonings are really like all over the chicken. You want the chicken to be really nicely covered before you add anything else in there. Then next step, you want to throw in all the veggies. So like I said, I did red pepper and broccoli. You can do totally whatever. Oh no! You can do whatever you like. This is a lot of veggies, just how we like it. And chickpeas. Usually I would throw a full can. This is about half a can, but I'm honestly running out of space in the slow cooker, so I'll go with just half a can this time. Mix it up once again so you get a good amount of seasoning all over the veggies as well. Then, depending on how much you're making, how much sauce you want to have, I usually cover almost everything with crushed tomatoes. So for a full slow cooker, I'm going to use a full can. Now obviously if you're making half of this, you can use half. So for reference, I used a kilo of chicken with a lot of broccoli and peppers. So I'm going to use the full can just to make sure that there's enough sauce to cover everything properly. Next step, my friends, is the Greek yogurt and the tomato paste. So for Greek yogurt, I usually do about half a cup. Obviously, once again, it depends how much I'm making. For a full slow cooker, I'm gonna do either half a cup to maybe 3/4 cup, but that might be a little bit much. So honestly, half a cup is usually a good way to go if you're doing this much chicken. Once again, remember that it's all relative. This is a lot of chicken. So if you're doing like a normal amount just for like one dinner for 2 people, you can pretty much do like half of everything that I said. I do same that and that. And then once all the ingredients are in, I'm gonna go back over with all the seasonings that I mentioned earlier and just sort of sprinkle a little bit more. So just a tiny bit more ginger, more chili powder, just like sort of cover the top a little bit. A few more of these, but a bit more curry powder. Once again, pretty much just sprinkle all over the top. And you should end up with this really nice sort of dark orange color. Once again, depends on how much of every seasoning that you used. Manual, I make sure it's cooking on high. And then for the time, I will set it for 3.5 to 4 hours. So I'll put 3.5 and then I'll check it then. And then we start it. gonna be ending off the video here. The tikka masala turned out amazing, so I absolutely recommend that you guys try. I left the full recipe on the screen because I really think you guys should try it. It was really good, and like you saw, the ingredients are amazing. It's a lean, high protein dinner, so perfect for any type of fitness goal, honestly, that you might have currently. And I hope you guys also enjoyed that workout and just the video in general. So give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to follow along during this 8-week cut. I'm just now starting week 2, so I'm gonna be starting a week 2 video probably tomorrow. I'm gonna film that, give you guys updates along the way, and try to film different topics that have to do with being in a cut and a fat loss phase, and just things that I think you guys might find beneficial to know if ever you are in a weight loss or fat loss phase yourself. So that is it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.